good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Happy Saturday, everybody. Man, March the 29th, 2025. Today is my 6th anniversary being married to my wife. Miss that girl, man. I really do. But God will restore all of this, I do believe. And I just keep my head down and keep working. Trying to trying to make something happen, boy. That's all I can do. So, but yeah, 6 years ago today, man, I got married to my best friend. Um, she's a good woman too, man. I couldn't let that get by. Tanya, thank you. Happy Sabbath to you. Thank you for joining me. You the first one up in here, girl. Um, lot going on in the world, man. A lot of things are happening, and my best advice that I can give to anybody at this point is stay away from the drama. Don't get caught up in this foolishness, man, because it is designed to distract you. Don't get caught up. Let them folks do whatever they want to do. It don't matter. Don't you get caught up in it. All right, cause the truth gonna come out. And when the truth come out, boy, it's whoa. Tanya, thank you, girl. Man, you the first one. Give me some money today. May there be many, 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 many more after you. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. That's my anniversary gift today. It's my anniversary gift today. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but today is the 29th, so we gonna do the Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. And when there are not 31 days in the month, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay? Um, so since the day is the 29th, we'll start on the 29th chapter of Proverbs. And what I like about Proverbs is it will show you how to live today. You don't have to go back 2,000 years to try to figure out what it was like, what it's talking about. Proverbs was written by King Solomon, the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise as King Solomon. Okay? That's the promise that God gave him. So you can see yourself, you can see your family, you can see your friends, you can see your enemies, you can see your life, all in the book of Proverbs. If you really sit down and take the time to read it. Okay? So let's pray and get in the word. Father, thank you for another day to gather around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, Lord, that I may precisely articulate this word to pierce the hearing and the vision of your children so that we may live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. And you notice I say righteous lifestyle, okay, which is not harmful. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't gonna hurt nobody. You ain't gonna use or abuse nobody. When you live a righteous lifestyle. Didn't say, thank you, Tanya. Didn't say you wouldn't cuss a mofo out, okay? But you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. All right? Now I'm gonna read from the Message Bible, and I'll be back and forth between the New King James Version and the Message so they can give you a comparison of scriptures, okay? Verse 1, chapter 29. For people who hate discipline and only get more stubborn, there'll come a day when life tumbles in and break them. But by then, it will be too late to help them. And in the New King James Version, it says, he who is often rebuked and harden his neck will suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Now you talking about a person that you can't tell nothing, that won't listen, like some of your kids. You know, you be trying to tell them the right thing to do, but they know it all, and they won't listen. Okay? And I'm sure you got an example of this in your life. Verse 2. When good people run things, everyone is glad. But when the ruler is bad, everyone groans. Does that remind you of anything? Listen, when good people run things, everyone is glad. But when the ruler is bad, everyone groans. In the New King James Version, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when a wicked man rules, the people groan. Okay? Ain't no peace. When the wicked is, and you can look now in some of our politics right now. You'll see how people are groaning, they're dissatisfied, they're discontent, they're angry. Okay? Verse 3. If you love wisdom, you'll delight your parents, but you'll destroy their trust if you run with whores. And I didn't, this is in the Bible, this is a Message Bible. It says, if you love wisdom, you'll delight your parents, but you'll destroy their trust if you run with whores. And that's male or female. Okay? All right? And in the New King James Version, it says, whoever loves wisdom make his father rejoice, but a companion of harlots wastes his wealth. That's somebody that always out with the party group. You know, that needs that attention to be verified, or what word I'm looking for? Validated. You know, you got a lot of people right now that will hang out with certain folks just for the validation. You know, they ain't doing it for no other reason but to be validated, okay, by someone else. And that person that's doing the validating might not give a rat's ass about who you are. Verse 4. A leader of good judgment gives stability. An exploiting leader leaves a trail of waste. In the New King James Version, it says, the king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. Listen, the king established the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. Does that remind you of anything? I told you, you'll see today in Proverbs, verse 5. A flattering neighbor is up to no good. He's probably planning to take advantage of you. A flattering neighbor, somebody that's always, you know, trying to butter you up. Okay, a flattering neighbor is up to no good. You can't do no wrong in their eyes. He's probably planning to take advantage of you. In the Message, in the New James Version, King James Version says, a man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. Okay? See, and that's not only your neighbor, but that's some of your friends that's always flattering you, always buttering you up. Okay? Always trying to shower you with all this praise and this goodness. That person is setting you up. Okay? Verse 6. Evil people fall into their own traps. Good people run the other way, glad to escape. Listen, evil people fall into their own traps. Good people run the other way, glad to escape. In the New King James Version, it says, by transgression, an evil man is snared, but the righteous sings and rejoices. And see, this goes to show you, man, this is that person that always trying to get revenge, always digging a hole for somebody else. Example, you it's all over the internet. You see people who have lost their jobs suddenly, and their response is, wait a minute, I thought you was doing that for somebody else. I didn't think it was gonna get me. I was hoping that you would get somebody else, but you ended up catching me. And see, and you got a lot of people that are out here wishing things on other folk, and it's coming back to them. All right? Verse 7. The good-hearted understands what it's like to be poor. The hard-hearted haven't the faintest idea. The good-hearted understands what it's like to be poor, to be without. The hard-hearted haven't the faintest idea. In the New King James Version, it says, the righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked does not understand such knowledge. Okay? And you know who I would compare this scripture to? This Dodge. They don't know what it's like to be poor. The way they're treating people. The way they're firing people indiscriminately. Don't even have no basis. So they have no connection whatsoever. Verse 8. A gang of cynics can upset a whole city. A group of sages can calm everyone down. In the New King James Version, it says, scoffers set a city aflame, but wise men turn away wrath. You know, when you deal with somebody wise, they're dealing with knowledge. They're not dealing with emotions. Okay? And so you got so many people right now that will act emotionally before they start using their brain. Okay? Verse 9. A sage trying to work things out with a fool gets only scorn and sarcasm for his trouble. Listen, a sage, a wise person, trying to work things out with a fool gets only scorn and sarcasm for his trouble. In the New King James Version, it says, if a wise man contends with a foolish man, wherever the fool rages, whether the fool rages aloft, laugh, there's no peace. And seeing that, because it's always drama. Listen, if a wise man contends with a foolish man, whether the fool rages or laughs, there's no peace, because foolish people always have drama around them. There's always something going on. Ain't no peace. Okay? Verse 10. Murderers hate honest people. Moral folks encourage them. The New King James Version say the bloodthirsty hate the blameless, but the upright seeks his well-being. Verse 11. A fool lets it all hangs out. A sage quietly mulls it over. See, with a fool, whatever comes up, comes out. It's just like, Have you seen on social media some of these young people, some of them be flashing all this live, got all this cash that they be flashing out, and then somebody come up and rob them. Okay, see, they bragging on social media about all the money, and somebody then pin their location and come and rob them. Or you see these young boys with all these guns and stuff, bragging about the hardware they got, and then the police bust their door down because they don't think the police ain't watching. I had a situation. Thursday. Um, this young park police officer was down at the White House, and he walked by me, looked at me and stuff, and finally he came up and he said, "Man, um, we use some of your videos in our training." Because I had some videos where the guys were clearly wrong. And I didn't get upset, but I made them apologize because they were wrong. And not knowing, this guy said, "Man, we use your videos in training." He said, I can't tell you how many of your videos we had to watch to learn what to not do. And I was like, really? I'm going to put a pin in that one because I'm going to come back and revisit that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I said, that's good information. That's good to know. Good to know. Um, Verse 12. When a leader listens to malicious gossip, all the workers get infected with evil. When a leader listens to malicious gossip, all the workers get infected with evil. In the New King James Version, it says, if a ruler pays attention to lies, all his servants become wicked. Why? Because he's spreading the infection. You know? See, a lot of people will just go on face value of what folk are saying. They ain't trying to dig in it. And this is the problem, not only in America, but with the world. Too many people take at face value what they're being told without doing the proper research. And some of that stuff is not true. It's not true. Verse 13. The poor and their abusers have at least something in common. They can both see their sight, God's gift. And in the New King James Version, it says, the poor man and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord give light to the eyes of both. See, 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 God will bless the righteous, even though he created everything. But you ain't gonna live no unrighteous lifestyle and think you have a refuge in God. And this is what a lot of Christians, the mistake a lot of them are making. They want to live how they want to, do what they want, when they want, how they want. But then when the stuff hit the fan, they want to run to God for protection. And God said, no, you wouldn't listen to me when you was out there. So stay out there. Okay? Verse 14. Leadership gains authority and respect when the voiceless poor are treated fairly. It says, the king who judges the poor with truth, his throne will be established forever. And that's treating people fair, man. Treating people with compassion. And so often, we don't treat the poor with any kind of respect or dignity. Okay? And not knowing that we too could end up in the same situation. Be careful what you make fun of, because that's what can come back on you. All right. And here's a good example of that. I just saw where who I think is a disgrace to black women, Jasmine Crockett, up in Congress, was talking about the governor of Texas. It's called him Hot Wheels. Making fun of the fact that he's in a wheelchair. And lo and behold, man, see, something could happen to that girl and she end up in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. And you making fun of somebody else. See, everything, all that stuff ain't cute. And that's the problem. See, people get out and think all that drama is cute, and it ain't cute. All right? Verse 15. Wise discipline imparts wisdom. Spoiled adolescents embarrass their parents. Now, I had this happen to me at the White House Thursday. Let me read it in there. The rod and rebuke gives wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. I had this white family with a little black girl. I don't know if how the connection came, but I had my donation bucket out, and she takes a flower and stuff it off in the basket, in the bucket. And I got up, I said, man, that's rude. If you want to give me a flower, give it to me in my hand. This bucket is not made for flowers. And then the father is going to say, she's a 12-year-old girl. She's trying to be nice. I said, then that's a reflection on you. Because stuffing a flower in a bucket ain't nice. How come she didn't give it to me in my hand if she wanted me to have the flower? But look at your sign. I said, sign ain't got nothing to do with it. I said, but buddy, let me tell you something. See, that little girl is going to end up embarrassing your ass. That's going to be the albatross around your neck. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? I said, I'm old enough to be her grandfather. And she going to come and be that disrespectful? And you got parents, oh, but it's just a child. And those are the ones that will embarrass you. Children. Okay? And they walked off. I'm sitting, I stand on that. I mean, she could have walked up and said, sir, here, can I give you this flower? And I would have accepted it. But to come and take it and stuff in it, and when she was tired, don't do that. No, that's not for that. Why you would stuff a flower in a bucket? If you want me to have it, give it to me in my hand. Okay? Wise discipline imparts wisdom. Spoiled adolescents embarrass their parents. Okay? Verse 16. When degenerates take charge, crimes run wild, but the righteous will eventually observe their collapse. In the New King James Version, it says, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous will see their fall. Okay? The righteous, the people that not harmful, not taking advantage of anybody. See, these are some of the benefits that come with living right, doing right by people, man. Okay? Because, you have a shield of protection when you're living right. And seeing people don't, obviously, in today's time, a lot of folks don't even think God is even paying attention. Their prayers are not being answered. Things seem to be running rampant. And they're wondering, where's God? God is here. God is still here. And those that are under his wings of protection see him every day. It's the ones that, only need him when they in want. are the ones that don't see God. Okay? Uh, verse 17. Discipline your children, you'll be glad you did. They'll turn out delightful to live with. You see, and this is the one thing our kids are missing today, man, is discipline. That's this is what's missing. Kids are running wild. The New King James Version say, correct your son and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight to your soul. And most of these kids, and see, and you can tell a child who has had some discipline by how they act when they ain't with their parents. Let me say that again. You can tell a child who has had some discipline about the way they act when they ain't with their parents, when there ain't no supervision, when their parents not around. See, the ones that don't have no discipline run buck wild crazy, loud, boisterous, doing everything. But that kid that's got some discipline know how to act. They're going to act the right way with or without their parents. And that's the difference. Okay? Verse 18. If people can't see what God is doing, they stumble all over themselves. But when they attend to what he reveals, they are most blessed. I just said that. See, a lot of people don't think God is even real, that God, oh, why would God let this happen? And say, listen, if people can't see what God is doing, they'll stumble all over themselves. But when they attend to what he reveals, they are most blessed. In the New King James Version, it says, where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. But happy is he who keeps the law. Happy is the one that fears God. See, when you fear God, you're going to keep the law. You ain't going to go out here and do some stuff when you fear God. See, because you know the consequences of your actions when you fear God. Verse 19, it takes more than talk to keep workers in line. Mere words go in one ear and out the other. A servant will not be corrected by mere words. For though he understands, he will not respond. And that's because he knows that there's no consequences. When you just have mere words and no consequences, ain't nobody gonna respect that. Nobody is gonna see, and that's one of the things. And let me give you an example, okay? Look at these gang members that were sent to Venezuela. Okay, that Trump sent to Venezuela. Okay, all right, and I'm sure some innocent people got caught up in that. I'm sure some innocent people that don't deserve to be in that position got there, but they was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, but see, and that has put fear into a whole lot of people. Hey, and don't mess around and let them start sending some Americans to some of these foreign prisons. But it's really gonna be take. I'm telling you, all right. And see, and he ain't just talking; he doing. Verse 20. Observe the people who always talk before they think. Even simpletons are better off than they are. Um, in the New King James Version, it says, do you see a man hasty in his words? There's more hope for a fool than for him. That's somebody, you ever been talking to somebody and before you can finish, they always got to respond because they ain't listening. You see, anytime somebody that they will keep interrupting you. This is the person that don't have no filter. That's the best way I can explain it. This person, observe the people who always talk before they think, they ain't got no filter. They have no filter whatsoever. And you know, and you'd be surprised how many of them think it's cute. Okay? Verse 21. If you let people treat you like a doormat, you'll be quite forgotten in the end. If you let people treat you, and see, and that's what I always try and tell folks. I tell my kids this. You know, you have to teach people how to treat you, and sometimes that ain't pleasant. You see, everybody can't walk up and say anything and do anything in your presence because some things are unacceptable. Okay, you have to teach people how to treat you. Um, In the New King James Version, it says, "He who pampers his servant from childhood will have him as a son in the end." Verse 22, "An angry man stirs up strife, and a furious man abounds in transgression." An angry man stirs up strife, confusion, drama. Okay? And a furious man abounds in transgression. In in the Message Bible, it says, "Angry people stir up a lot of discord. The intemperate stir up trouble." Let me give you the definition of that word, intemperament. Just to give you an intemperate, having or showing a lack of self-control. Intemperate, having or showing a lack of self-control. That means you ain't got no discipline. You know, uh, uh, um, and see, the truth is gonna come out when you ain't got no self-control. The truth is gonna come out, and I just saw where uh, this RFK Jr. They're talking about he's being blackmailed because he was sexting another woman, not his wife, but a woman that he met. And they're saying now that there are a lot of more explicit stuff that's out there because he ain't got no discipline. You ain't you lacking something. You see, when you ain't got no discipline, man, there are no boundaries. Any and everything goes. And eventually that horse gonna catch up with you. Okay? Verse 23. Pride lands you flat on your face. Humility prepares you for honors. In the King James Version, it says, "A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor." A man's pride will bring him low. And you're going to watch this right now in a lot of the government. You got a lot of proudful people that are in key positions, and they're going to fall. Okay? Verse 24. Befriend an outlaw and become an enemy to yourself. When the victims cry out, you'll be included in their curses. if you are a coward to their cause in court. In the New King James Version, it says, whoever is a partner with a thief hates his own life. He swears to tell the truth, but reveals nothing. That speaks for itself. Verse 25, the fear of human opinion disabled. Trusting in God protects you from that. And see, uh, um, in the New King James Version, the fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in God shall be saved. You see, so many times people are worried about what folk gonna think, how they gonna react. And them same people that you're talking about don't give a hoot about you. Okay? Verse 26. Everyone tries to get help from the leader, but only God will give us justice. Good people can't stand the sight of deliberate evil. The wicked can't stand the sight of well-chosen goodness. And in the New King James Version, it says, many seeks the ruler's favor, but justice for man comes from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and who is upright in a way is an abomination to the wicked. See, because right now, right is wrong and wrong is right. And we getting back to right is right and wrong is wrong. And notice, every time you try to stand on the truth, people want to demonize you for that. All right? And ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the 29th chapter of Proverbs. I'm gonna keep doing this, man. Whether people want to come or not, it don't matter. You know, and see, these are the kind of things that you can't let discourage you, because God got an appointed time for whatever you're doing. And when God gives you an idea, whether people are responding or not, man, still hone your craft. Still do that, because you're going through the fire. And then, see, there's gonna come a day when all kind of people gonna come up in here and want to be partaking of this. Okay? So happy Saturday, man. This is one of the best days, boy. You can get some serious sleep. It's gonna be in the 80s. Matter of fact, let me see what the temperature is right now. It's gonna be up in the 80s. Now it's 67 degrees. It's gonna get up to 81 today. And man, I'm gonna go out there and put my feet on some ground. We done had the eclipse this morning. There's some new energy in the atmosphere. I'm going out there and get grounded and put my feet on some grass, okay, so I can get grounded, because I'm going to enjoy all of this. And like I said, man, today is my 6th anniversary today. Happy anniversary, baby. Happy anniversary, okay? And I'll see you soon. See you later.